what our channel that's what our channels trying to demonstrate about Filipina, like Terrence and I, Filipina and foreigner. So why is it the relationship
I'm the foreigner, she's
yeah
the Filipina.
yeah
Okay.
So why is it the relationship breaks up, you know? The question and the answer is, it's very difficult to deep to understand it, but it's easy to tell if you're not in that situations, right? Because you're not the one who experiencing it. Like it's just the same, like it's just the same, like I'm gonna advise you that, right? It's easy to advise, but when you're in that situations, it's difficult because you're not the one who feel the pain. You're not the one who experienced that event. So why is it the relationship breaks up, Han? What's your concern? What's your thinking about it?
Honey, every case is different.
Yeah, okay. That's in my mind. Every case is different, and every case is it depends on how you handle on that situations, right? Because for example, you have I got misunderstanding. I got quarrel with Terrence, right? Like that. And if Terrence,
that's how she is.
yeah,
I never like that person.
and if Terrence is so mad, this is how we deal with it. If we have an argument, right, and if we have an argument and Terrence is in the hot mood, right, I never trying to punch him with my argument also, because what happened is, if his argument and my argument and my reason out on it will clash, then possible I could able to tell something to him that it's gonna be painful and I cannot take it, right?
You can't take it?
Yeah.
So you're going to say something very painful
Yeah.
to me,
And I
but
cannot say that.
You're not going to be able to take it.
Yeah, in other words, I can say blah 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 blah. I cannot say that at the end of the day, I cannot say, darling, don't believe what I say. It's just a joke. I cannot do that, right? Because
In other words, let me put that into English. She's talking about saying things which cannot be taken back.
Yeah, taken back.
So when the heat is up in the face, the blood is up, and you've lost all sense of reason. Actually, you're not actually talking to each other anymore. You're just aiming at the wrong target. Probably old wounds surfacing, and you're trying to redress and readjust the past, because nothing in the present is actually that important. That's what I always end up thinking. Why did that ever boil up into that situation? It's just insane. And
Yeah.
that's the reason.
Because sometimes that's why there's a sayings that if you're too when you're angry, don't say anything because you will regret it. When you're sad, don't cry too much because you don't know what's tomorrow. When you're happy, don't make decision because possible you regret it.
When you're happy.
Well, yeah, when you're happy, too much happiness, right? For example,
Too much happiness.
Yeah, when you're happy. In other words, when you make decision, it should be labeled, right? You got me? For example, I'm very happy. Oh, I'm very happy because I'm very happy, and because I'm very happy, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna share you this, right? And then when the happiness is very slow, very lower now, the excitement,
You're gonna take it back.
you're gonna say that's too much, right? Right?
I never feel like that. Personally, if I give something when I'm happy,
not specifically
I maintain my happiness, and I don't regret.
No, that's
giving
not really on things, right? But sometimes on giving advice or giving decisions. That's what I mean.
Giving decisions.
Yeah. For example, giving specific
Giving
decision.
advice.
Yeah, like that.
So if we're here thinking that we're very, very happy, we can't just tell someone else to just, well, why don't you just go away and be very, very happy like we are?
Don't say that, darling. It's an on the spot, but we're very far from the topic. But the topic is, why is it the breakup? And the reasons why it's because aside from they're not compatible, possible, there are other aspects that triggered it. Because sometimes the breaks up is not just happen in an hour, right? So maybe there's already an issues before that it was not been resolved, and then just because you don't want to confront, or you don't want it to make into a big deal, you just leave it, right? And then when the arguments against arguments surface or come up again, then it's like a mountain, right? It's getting higher and higher, right?
But actually, it's more like a molehill, but
Yeah,
you're
molehill.
making it into a mountain.
Yeah, mountain. So it's just like that,
I
and
would
then
I would never do that. But
so it's just like a mountain, right? And then you just says, okay, and because for the sake of like that, then okay, let's move on. But later on, you didn't talk the issue because you already been settled, right? You're okay now, okay, it's just to make this argument out, to finish the argument. So, but you didn't talk the main issue on it, and then when another misunderstanding again, the arguments are getting big, the issues are getting bigger. So
well,
that's why the breaks
never,
up happen.
if you never ever talk it out, yes, that is going to happen. But there's no point. All the talk in the world is not worth a cent if you don't actually change as a result of the talk.
Yeah, but I agree with you that it's whatever the issue to be talked, and whatever it should be discussed, it should be applied in actions, because word without actions is useless, right?
That's right. That's what I always try
Yeah,
to
but
tell you.
yeah. So in other words, the relationship, the breaks up happen is because of, it's not just happen in a day, but because there are some issues that it's already been there, but you didn't give it matter, right? You didn't address the issues. So and always remember that the it's not just one-sided, or it's just not one person, but it's the two of you who is
Really?
involved of it.
You mean after 5 years of thinking it's always my fault? It's not always my fault.
No, because it should possible. I put some little on it. That's why the argument happened.
Because you put a little on it?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
does
So
that
that's
mean,
my
Bonnie?
thought about breaks
Can
up.
you explain that for me?
The big mistake is in you, right? And I just only have a small piece.
Are you guys out there listening to this?
So that's what happened about why is it there's a breaks up. It just happened that Filipina and foreigner, specifically for Filipina, right? And the Filipina foreigner relationship. If you're married to a Filipina and you've been in a relationship with a Filipina is very patient. You know? Very patient.
Yes, dear.
You know, we tried to extend on the rope of our patience, right? Okay, because I love you, I'll understand you, right? Try it to do with other, you know, like.
Gosh,
That's why
that would be so wonderful.
Filipina is good, right? There's a sayings of that. We are very, 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 very.
They're
Yeah,
very,
so
very.
that's why. And another thing is also of that is it's if you've been married.
Very, very.
Apart from that, if you've been married, right? If you've been married, some Filipinas, majority of Filipinas trying to.
If you are married.
Yeah, if you are married, right? And you got if you got an arguments, Filipina will always think I will extend more patience because I promise to love him for the rest of my life, right? And I don't want to lose him, and for the sake of the family, right? If you got some children, you don't want your children to have no father figure, right? To have no father. That's why you always extend. It just happened that that's another thing that Filipina is very, 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 very.
Very, very.
What do you call that,
There's an
darling?
enormous, any marriage between a Filipina and a Westerner, there's always a huge amount of very.
Very good. Filipinos are very good wives.